Good evening and welcome to B.Y.O.B. Conversations with Berneta and Lornett, a very special Halloween edition. Bane and Catwoman have taken over the airways. And today we'll be discussing the Harmony Project, a fascinating read.
A very fascinating read, a new short story that is a spinoff from Eve and the Faders. Fascinating book if you've read it. If you haven't read it, there's no time like today to start.
Oh yes, when Bane is not terrorizing Gotham or breaking Batman's back. I love the Faders and Alpha series, especially first book one, Eve.
As you can see, Bane is an intellectual sort. He likes to ensure that all of Gotham is reading and exercising the brain. How can anyone be a successful cat burglar or any other type of Arkham criminal if you're not exercising the brain regularly? So with that in mind, we want to talk a little bit about this short story called The Harmony Project. What is the Harmony Project? And when did the Harmony Project come out? Well, the Harmony Project is a short story based on Mauricio, a central character from Eve and the Faders. Mauricio, if you've read Eve and the Faders, plays a really pivotal role in the entire plot of the story. He's a man after my own heart, I could say, but that would give away too much of the plot. That said, Harmony Project focuses on Mauricio and what has happened to Mauricio since the events of Eve and the Faders, a whole year or more later. So before we really talk about the story itself, let's talk a little bit about the role that reader feedback played from the first book, actually played in what went into this story. I'll jump in and start by saying that a lot of the readers from the first book had a lot of things to say about Mauricio. They wanted to know more. They wanted to know more about what happened to Mauricio. I wanted to know more about what happened to Mauricio. What a troubled individual.
He was a very troubled individual, and I think the Harmony Project to expand upon his life after the events of Eve and the Faders.
Yes, I thank you for stating that so plainly, Bane. Now, what happens?
It's my pleasure.
It is definitely a pleasure to be here talking about these very important intellectual matters to the citizens of Gotham.
Yes, Selena.
Yeah. It's Catwoman. We're not on a first name basis yet. All right. So another question, besides the fact that readers wanted to know more about Mauricio and what happened with him, what led to him to do some of the things he did in the first book. What initially did the writers intend to do with this story and with this character arc? And how did that change from when we wrote Eve and the Faders to when Harmony Project got written? There was a little bit of change in terms of how I thought about Mauricio's character from the beginning of writing Eve and the Faders to writing the Harmony Project. Namely, my mind wasn't really clear on whether or not I viewed Mauricio as a villainous sort or as a good guy that made some tricky decisions. So by the time I sat down to read and to write Harmony Project, I had a clear sense in my head about what I thought of Mauricio. I won't tell you what I think of Mauricio. I would suggest that you read the story to figure out how you feel about Mauricio.
I would say that he is a very complex character, many shades of gray, and a man who seems to be doing what he needs to do for his family.
Would you say you are many shades of gray, Bane?
Of course I am.
So would you say he's a man after your own heart as well?
A man that enjoys inflicting pain upon others, perhaps.
Oh, I don't think Mauricio enjoys inflicting pain upon others.
He's just conflicted.
He's just
embrace his dark side.
Yes. Not quite as dark as Bane.
Yeah, I can't even put this in my...
But yes, you have to take the mask off, but then you may
No one
perish.
cared who I was. until I put on the mask.
As we were saying about the Harmony Project, what should folks know about this story? What should the good citizens of Gotham know about the Harmony Project? All right, so it's based on a central character from Eve and the Faders, but what is going on in the Harmony Project? A whole year or more after the events of Eve and the Faders, the world is looking real different. Eve has changed the face of the world by the end of Eve and the Faders.
The world knows that people with abilities exist.
Yes, the world knows that there are superpowered individuals, so to speak, not those folks like Superman and Clark Kent. Oh, what? We're not supposed to know his identity, are we? Forget we even said that.
Identity.
Well, someone needs to take care
Wonder
of
Woman.
Metropolis.
Diana Prince.
And honestly, I don't find that Clark Kent is all the worst individual. He's he's no Bruce Wayne, but he'll do. He'll do. What was I saying? What were we talking about? Bruce? Yes, we were talking about the Harmony Project. Yes, yes. So the world knows of the existence of superpowered individuals. Now, things have changed. Eve has really changed the world. Poor Bane. So
I don't know why people like such substances.
You're missing out. So Mauricio is now tasked with trying to help the world adjust to the existence of these new individuals, these new people, these superpowered people. Among them, many of whom have existed among them for, we don't know exactly how long, but in the shadows, without people knowing about their existence.
And I think the problem in the book comes arise is this Harmony Project is creating a special drug that gives a normal person abilities.
I really like your other voice, Bane. You should use it more often.
Bane is a man of many voices.
All right.
It's a talent.
Yes, a special drug though. We're not talking about green light, that kind of thing they're dealing with over in Freeland. This is a different sort of thing that allows folks to connect with their fader children, for instance. Maybe a mother she's a single mother and she has a child who has fading abilities and she doesn't know how to connect with this kid. Well, this particular drug might actually allow her to access a little bit more of what that kid is going through and connect with them a little bit more if she's capable of the same things that the kid is capable of. So we're thinking harmony, right? Mauricio is thinking, how can I bring harmony to a very unstable environment right now that has arisen out of the revealing of all these superpowered individuals?
Because the world is freaking out about people who can be invisible. So that means they could possibly be anywhere and nowhere at the same time. So his hope is bringing together humanity after the wake of Eve and the Faders.
And that is the central core story of the Harmony Project. It's a short story that's being released in episodes. The first episode came out at wakingwriter.com 2 weeks ago. The most recent episode came out Monday. The episodes come out on a Monday weekly basis, on every Monday. The last episode will be airing around November 29th, something like that. So you're looking at an 8 installment short story. And we will be doing more short stories. This is the first. You can talk a little bit about any other short story we can look forward to, good citizens of Gotham.
People should be on the lookout for Valerie's Messiah, which will be delving into characters that will be coming out soon.
Yes. The Valerie's Messiah, roughly titled, will focus on some characters that will feature in the second book, the final book of the Faders and Alpha series, which you can expect next year. So how can you actually read the Harmony Project and find out more? You can visit www.bernetahaynes.com, or you can go to www.wakingwriter.com, and you'll see more information in the message box, in the information box of this video. But we are going to sign off now, good citizens of Gotham, because we do have some criminal activities to get involved in. And we want to wish you a very good and spooky Halloween.
Yeah.